Hey everyone, this is J-Dog, and I'm here with another video. You have some supporters of Trump saying, he ain't racist and all that stuff. He's the best president ever. No, he is not. He is the worst thing known to man. He comes from a generation of evil. I know this is an old article from 2015, but the reason why I'm bringing it up now is because for those people who don't know, this is the face, who don't know Trump's history, this is the face of evil, the three faces of evil. People talk about the three axes of evil. Well, here's the three axes of evil within an entire family. Trump's grandfather was a pimp and a tax evader. His father, member of the KKK. This is the history of Donald Trump they do not want to talk about. Well, not to mention, Trump has had his own face gross of evil. So let's see. Trump had the issue. Well, first, Trump has his own evil. The fact that he was denying people of color, black people in general, housing. He tried to get people to have 5 innocent men killed in the death penalty. The fact that he cheats on his wives, has been accused of sexual harassment, sexual assault, the Access Hollywood thing. Yeah. Now let's go to this article. This article, I know it's 3 years old, by Tim King, and this is from the American Herald Tribune, but it's important that for those of you who don't know Trump's history. Most families of enormous wealth have a dark and sometimes scandalous, even monstrous past. Donald Trump's clan is no exception to that rule. His grandfather was a pimp and a tax evader. His father is a racist who would, in the course of his life, clashed with New York police as member of the Ku Klux Klan. So there is people within the police, that even white people, who despise the KKK for their evil. But unfortunately, his father was part of the KKK. So he fought even with police officers who did not believe in the KKK philosophy. And then, as a wealthy real estate management, he refused to rent to people of color. Once again, he's a KKK member. They're known to hate people of color. They will do anything to destroy them, to kill people of color, to destroy anything. Donald Trump's legacy is anything but a rag to riches story. His dad kicks the bucket with 250 to 300 million in the bank. The man who wants to ban all people of particular religion from travel wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. His was white gold. The only thing more obnoxious than Donald Trump himself is his family's money-grubbing, bigoted history. Oh look, there's another article saying Trump's sexual predator characteristic, grandfather pimp, but at least. But they're saying that that Trump's grandfather paid the women he hired. Alright, this talks about his grandfather. Donald Trump's grandfather, Frederick Rich Trump, made his money from operating a dedicated restaurant and hotel during the gold rush at Klondike in the Yukon. That's very nice of saying it. Trump made his first fortune operating boom tower hotels, restaurants, and brothels. And more accurate, according to the CBC News report, Donald Trump's grandfather ran Canadian brothels during the Gold Rush, Author Gwenda Blair simply wrote, the bulk of the cash flow came from the sales of liquor and sex. Trump's grandfather was born in Germany to parents who were employed by the Vanguard. He moved to New York City in 1885, where he became a barber. After 6 years of Frederick, Trump moved across the United States to Seattle, Washington, where he owned and operated what Roosevelt as a delicate restaurant that was actually called Poodle Dog in Seattle Red Light District. Interesting, the name and concept that had already been established in San Francisco. He named his restaurant after a dog, but would later make money selling horse meat. Around this time, Frederick Trump became a United States citizen. At Yocon's Son's newspaper, writer describes his business for single men. Arctic has excellent accommodations. I meant to say that, sorry. As well as the best restaurant in Bennett. But I would not advise respectable women to go there to sleep, as they are liable to hear that which it would be repugnant to their feelings and uttered to by the prey of their own sex. So I'll bet you that's when people start realizing that this is actually where he's pimping women and stuff like that. Probably the restaurant is used as a front for his women pimping and stuff. And what he means by single men, mean that's where they're going to go to mess with hookers and stuff, I bet you. So basically, he's saying women should not go there, I guess, except for women who are scandalous. You know, I don't even need the restaurant because this is very long. Here's something about his father. Trump's father, a lifetime racist. Donald Trump often makes his money the old-fashioned way, and this is true in that he was prone from racism. A New York Times article published on June 1927 related to Donald Trump's father, Fred Trump's role in the KKK brawl that pitched 1,000 Klan members against 100 New York police in Queens. So basically, there was an incident that Trump's father was involved when Trump's father was part of the KKK. It probably wasn't very, although he wasn't officially charged, white privilege, Fred Trump was one of 7 Klansmen arrested during the incident. It probably, once again, white privilege, it probably wasn't very shocking at the time, as America's racist practices were in full swing generations after Abe Lincoln freed the country's African American slaves. In fact, the mid-20s saw a peak in KKK activity. Donald Trump later denied his father's involvement in the KKK brawl. Of course he would. In spite of the fact that it has happened 2 decades before he was born. Fred Trump's enthusiasm for racist practice never changed until he was forced to do so by the law. And you know what? I don't even want to read the rest of this article. It's just cursed with evil. And where do you think Trump gets the behavior that he is while being in the White House? This is the people that he gets it from his father and even his grandfather. And yet, good voters wanted to vote him in the White House. all this history, but no one wants to talk about it. See, Trump didn't just become the way he was, the evil that he is, destroying this country, causing more racism than it was even back in the 50s, 60s and stuff like that, just on his own. Just woke up one day like this. He had to have got this from somewhere. And the two men that are the left of him can be also thanked for his behavior. Although we cannot just... Trump also did this to himself. We cannot just put Trump off the hook. Trump is still responsible for needs to be responsible for his actions as well. But this is just me telling more of the history of Trump. Alright, people need to know their history, especially on this man. So, it's also a shame to find out that I heard that there was this article where there's a gross of approval rating from the African community, the African American community. See, that's what I'm very concerned. Probably the reason why is because those black people who support Trump probably never read this article or this history. And I bet some of them, even if they did read it, would find an excuse to forgive this family and just still vote for him anyway, and that's a big problem. But this is just more history. This is just knowing the enemy. Trump is the enemy of the black community. So when you hear people like Daryl Scott saying that Trump is the most pro-black, he's not. This history alone shows it. But I want you to know what you think. I know this is an old article, but it's important you know this stuff. I want to know what y'all think in the comment section. I'll even leave the link still. Like I said before, this is an old article from like 3 years ago, but you probably might want to still read this. I'll even leave a link in the description box and comment section. And maybe you can give your opinion in the comment section as well, what you think. Make sure you subscribe. I will also leave the link to the many accounts that I have in the description box and comment section. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell. If you're just now getting notifications or know someone who's not getting any notifications, just tell them to subscribe. Resubscribe if you have to. Then subscribe and make sure you re-hit that notification bell if you have to, so you know when I come up with a live stream or video. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you for your time, and I hope to catch y'all in another video. Oh, and before I go, make sure you tune in tonight at 6:30 p.m. on this channel, J-Dog, on my main channel, JDog8807. I will be doing a review on an upcoming movie. I'm going to be doing a review on the Black Klansman. It'll be a live stream style spoiler review for people who have already seen the movie. I'm hoping to get some guests over. It'll be 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So hopefully this evening you'll be able to check it out. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you for your time, and hope to catch y'all in another video.